Here we go.
All right, we're back with the Zapata Brand podcast, and look who's in the building. Coach Leo comes back to the Zapata Brand podcast, giving us some quick updates on what he's about and what he's doing. A little bit of house cleaning first as we go, Coach, if you don't mind. We'll do a little house cleaning. First things first, you look tremendous.
Thank you.
In great shape here. He is getting ready for November 4th at the West Side Ballroom here in Berwick. He's going to be fighting in the main event. We don't have his opponent yet. We'll talk about that later on.
Yep.
Me, on the other hand, I am absolutely out of shape. I look horrible. I saw myself on the Greg Valentino podcast. I'm a mess.
Oh, my God.
I'm an absolute mess. I am cutting out Reese's.
What? No,
I have to.
I don't see it.
I have to. I just told my wife to pick me up one, by the way. She's coming in.
Yeah.
I'm a mess. I'm an absolute mess. I'm disgusted in myself. I can't get to the gym until my neck issue's done.
Yep.
And when it's done,
that's 100% of your problem.
I mean, we'll figure it out after that. But it's bad. I mean, I couldn't.
And that's
believe.
September 11th.
But here's the thing. September 11th, great day. But I didn't. It's not that I'm heavier. I'm just a mess all going on. I mean, I got
a lot of things going on. Your machine broke. I mean,
just a lot of shit going on. Right now, I got stuff hanging from parts.
That's a podcast on its own. Your machine going down, school coming open. You know, people don't realize that.
They don't realize what I got to do with the school. And I'm getting orders as we speak now coming through. But the other part of the house cleaning that I want to do, Maureen Shea.
Yep.
Over the weekend wins. Now she is in line for the title shot. She is the number one ranked contender there.
She's next.
She has got to get this title shot. If this is not a given that she gets the title shot, this sport
it's ridiculous.
It's really it has really turned down. Look, she's done everything that's been asked of her to do, and she still can't get the shot.
And she's doing it.
Everything
she's answering everything.
Every question that was at every single challenge that is put to her, she's done.
Yep. She'll be at the fight.
What are we doing? Now it's time for her to get the shot. Someone, if you're out there, please, promoters or what have you, whoever they're going to fight. And now you did tell me she is fighting scheduled for November.
They're not sure when, but it's supposed to be against Scottney. So
Scottney, and that should be next.
That should be it.
It should be. Yes, we are biased because she's a friend of the show, but it's not like she's getting knocked out. She puts the work in. She does. She's 40 years old, and she looks like she's 30.
Yeah,
puts the work in. Is a great person. Derek is her trainer. He's a great trainer. Yep. He puts the work in for her. He has a great program down at Boca Raton. Yep. He does very well with from the amateurs all the way up to the pros. And he has a lot of people there that go to his class that are stay-home moms,
right,
and what have you. And it gets them in shape just like you do here in Rockies. So that's that part of the house cleaning
done.
We're going to turn our attention now because Coach Leo's here. He is a coach. Over the weekend, and you just asked me about this, I said I'm saving it for the podcast because I just got off the phone with the head marketer there. Over the weekend, my son, if you heard the podcast before, attended a camp down in New Jersey over the weekend. We went there, rather expensive camp, but very good camp.
Yep.
However, at one point there, one of the coaches who's there, who is an absolute lunatic, should never coach kids in his entire life. And by the way, I heard he's a 9th grade basketball coach.
Oh, I wish I was playing for him.
I mean, a 9th grade basketball coach, and let's be honest here. There's a reason why he's not a high school coach or even to a next level. God forbid that ever happened. But he was in there screaming and hollering at kids, carrying on. 2 kids crying. The other kid moved on the other side of the bench. One of the kids crying was my kid. But as they got into the huddle and Landon was on the side there, he yanked my kid back because my kid thought he was going to be out on the court. You do not touch kids. Right. Bottom line. That's it.
You can't do that.
You cannot touch kids. It is in the USA boxing book. Yep. It is in every federal regulations that has to do with sports. Yeah. And you do have to take a test.
You learn all that on the Safe Sports and all that.
You have to take a test to pass it.
Right.
Now, I will give this guy credit. When I called him, it took him 3 days to call me back. Mm-hmm. But I called him and I kept calling him. Until I mentioned my attorney, he didn't call me back, but he did. I give him credit because he called me back. Now, you know my attorney.
Yeah.
Okay. He told me to call.
Yep.
Again. The problem I have here is this. When I asked the question, do you check on the certifications? He did not have an answer.
Oh.
In boxing, no coach is allowed in that corner, let alone in the ring, without passing the certificate. And they will and his answer kind of scared me because he said, well, I can't be a babysitter and check if they have the qualifications. Wait a minute. Hold on.
That's your job. Somebody's got to be in charge.
You're running the league. You're collecting $400 and some dollars.
Yeah.
$60 for food, which we didn't get because somehow it got lost in the shuffle.
Oh, okay.
We went to the Wawa to eat, but thank God it was only a half a session we went there. But what irked me a little bit, and again, he's a good guy. He knows he's going to watch the podcast because I told him to subscribe. He's probably going to unsubscribe.
Right.
But
well, don't act like
what I
an
don't
asshole.
like is he said a few things to me as if it was my fault. And that there is no, he's like, well, where are we going with this? What do you want to do? I'm like, listen, I don't know what's going to happen here because obviously now my ex-wife is involved here.
He needs to realize what he did was wrong to a child.
Well, he's the head of direction.
Directors.
Mm-hmm. He's the head of the guy. He did talk to the coach. And you know what he told me the coach said? I don't know. I said, do you know why? Because he was such a lunatic.
Yeah.
Grabbing people, screaming. I mean, he was a lunatic. The guy, literally the
How
guy
many
told
other
me.
coaches were there?
Well, there was a bunch. And they were all the same. No, they're all the same.
Oh.
They're all the same. The problem, and I could care about that, less about them. The problem was he touched my kid.
Yep.
Okay?
Don't do that.
I know what people are going to say. Well, why didn't you say anything at that point? When I spoke to someone who was with me, he's like, you do not know what it's like this. Let it go. Get to the next one. Because it was like putting gasoline on a fire. They were, the fans, the parents, everybody there. It's an intense environment, which evidently is not a camp. But to my fault, I didn't do any research on this thing. I just thought it was a camp.
Right. Well, I took Tori to many camps.
Listen, when I heard camp, I'm thinking they're starting, doing campfires, trick or treat, getting candy and shit. I didn't. Now,
listen,
I'm
you're supposed to go through basic skills, split everybody.
It was basic skills at first. And then, and it wasn't equal. It was not equal. And I'm just like, oh, geez, these kids are way bigger than.
Yep.
It just was a weird thing, and I got the picture to show you. And when you see the picture, you're gonna be like, "That what?"
Yeah, I believe you.
But so either way, my point is, you've done this for such a long time.
Yep.
What is your philosophy when you teach? When there's a kid there who's, I mean, if you have a kid like, take Landon out because he says he's a fighter. Just take him out.
Right.
Take a kid who's a little intimidated, and because by the way, the coach was in Landon's face saying, "What are you scared? What are you scared?" And I'm thinking to myself, this guy is 7-1.
Yeah, this guy don't know what's
He's fought plenty of people that are good. He's not scared. Trust me. But if you have a 16-year-old kid,
well, listen, I deal with people that at the gym that are. You have to know how to handle each person individually. I have autistic kids. I have kids that don't ever play sports. Mm-hmm. I have great athletes that are just doing this to fill in their void.
Right.
But they're all different. You have to look at each one different. I have a kid there that hasn't spoke to me in a year.
Right.
But does everything I tell him to do.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down. You go around screaming at people, you're going to get the opposite.
This was absolutely the craziest thing I've ever seen.
You'll get the opposite.
And they're like, "Oh, we're going to toughen them up. I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Because Landon was like, "I'm done with this." He's like, "I ain't playing this game."
Oh yeah, I don't blame him. Forget
it. I'm out.
Yep.
Because it's no. I have never seen you. Now, me in the corner, I'm a little bit of a lunatic. But I don't. It's not. But it's not to the kid.
Yeah, right.
It's not. First of all, it's not to the kid. It's mostly adults that I'm there. I am trying to help but also. Boxing is a little different than basketball.
Oh, yeah.
There is not a chance there's a slight chance in basketball that you could get the brain flow disconnected to your brain for 10 seconds. That is the definition of a knockout. Look it up.
Yep.
If that happens to my kid or to anyone that is our fighters that are in there, I'm nervous. I'm scared.
Yep.
Okay. I am never, ever, 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 although I did yell at Taylor one time.
Well. It's okay. You told him, but why is the guy still standing?
No, I just told him, if you can't knock him out, they'll come back to this corner, which I didn't mean at the time. The guy was on roller skates.
And he did it.
No, he knocked him out in 2 or 3 punches after that.
Yep.
So either way, my point is and that's an adult. Taylor's an adult grown man.
Right.
Okay. Who's got multiple businesses.
Yep.
And he's been through life. My kid is just
learning.
12.
Yeah.
And just getting through.
Yep.
Okay. He's finally growing hair. It's just like, what the hell's going on here? Like, this is different. Your body's changing. So what in the world is this guy going to get out of yelling at a kid?
Right.
It makes no sense.
No.
None whatsoever.
No.
So I'll wrap that up because I don't want to get too much into it. We talked to him. I'm expecting a phone call back from the president of the company.
Well, I hope so.
Whether he does or he doesn't. If he does, no harm, no foul, and I will come right back here.
Yep.
And tell what he does. If he doesn't, I have someone who's going to make a shout out to him, and it's not a good one.
Well,
and this guy's got a ton of followers.
It'll probably happen that way.
And he'll be tagged in everyone. The company will be tagged in everyone. It's going to go on every social media post, and this guy's got about 1.5 million followers.
Oh boy!
So it's not good.
No,
not good.
No.
My suggestion would be, and I know he's listening. I know he is. Somebody call me back.
That's all.
Okay, that's it. We'll figure it out. I just want to move on from it.
Yep.
And
because it's not. We're done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that brings us to now November 4th. I told you were looking great. I saw the videos there. If you're following Leo on Instagram or Facebook, it's Victoria Talanka. His wife has all the control there of that.
She does.
And he has all his stuff on his posts. His progress is what he's gone from. He was mid 225, 230. Now down at around 190 something, 194, 195. But I think that's where you're going to stay from what me and Coach Diz was talking about. That's about where we're going to stay to fight. We are currently looking for a guy. If there's any people that run the morgue out there that can send over a dead body that would fit the description that we're looking for, we would be happy to pay him about $500.
Thank you.
All right. Either way, Leo.
I'm glad you're looking out for me.
I am. I always do.
Appreciate
I
it.
always do.
Yep.
Ever since that stupid Hulk Hogan mustache, I've been looking out for you. So anyway, which by the way, it's been shaved for years because it was stupid.
Yeah.
Let's go to what you're training. What is your training regimen like in the morning?
5 o'clock in the morning, I do high intensity boxing class. I do that 3 days a week, and then I do strength and conditioning 3 days a week. Then I do my running. I run 3 days a week, and also I do my own boxing workout. Hit the bags, do my own stuff, slip ropes, footwork, whatever, by myself. So,
okay, so
actually, I work out by myself except for the high intensity adult class in the morning because I teach that. So
okay, so even when you worked out,
Jason.
But even when you worked out before, you worked out with the weights and whatever.
Yeah.
What is it? The one thing that changed the most for you, where you felt, okay, this really changed my stamina, my look, my physique. What were you doing?
Give up all that heavyweight stuff. Focus on more repetition, more exertion, and get your breathing and your heart rate up.
Okay.
Once I noticed what was happening, it was like, whoosh, it was unbelievable. It just you could feel a difference. Now my strength and conditioning, I was at one time doing 3 things for my chest. I was lifting, and I said to myself, this isn't what I don't need this. Now I do clean and jerks, deadlifts, dumbbell presses, bent over rows, stuff like that. Now listen, it sounds crazy, but I only do 5 reps.
Okay.
Yep, 5 reps, heavy, not too heavy that I hurt my back, but heavy enough, and that I feel great on that.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, okay, so switch to the boxing though.
Okay.
Okay. When you were in the ring, I've noticed that when we first started sparring years ago, the one thing that was always the issue with you was your stamina.
Yep.
Okay, what changed? What changed? Something had to click. Because you don't just go from... Because you were working out more, I think, at that time to get yourself at that point in shape than you ever did. And you still were just... The third round was always... Yep. That was a tough round for you.
The hardest... the only thing I can say is, from listening to you, is the running on an incline. Okay? I feel that up my stamina. The strength and conditioning ups your stamina because you're heavily breathing. And
does the sparring do anything?
The sparring has to.
I just didn't know because the sparring was always a rough.
Yeah,
it was always because about third round you had to take off. I've
been going with Jason for we were doing 3-4 rounds, 2-minute rounds, whatever. And now he's like, hey, let's do 5 3-minute rounds. I said, okay, let's do it.
Okay.
So, I'm not gonna lie, it hurt.
It hurt.
No, it does.
I mean, Jason's heavy-handed. You're going to.
I'm not young.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like he's heavy-handed. you're older, so the recovery process is going to be difficult for you. That's what it is. So, that being said, I will tell you what me and Diz were talking about there.
All right.
One of the things that I always said was there is something called Father Time, and Father Time is undefeated. The one thing I worry about in a fight like this with a guy that's coming in that is a very tough fighter is there could be a time where you're going in there and you step up those steps and Father Time says, not tonight.
Well,
is that something that you worry about? Because we have a pretty good idea of who the opponent is. He's a tough guy.
I worry about everything. Why lie? You can't lie. Is it a good worry? Is it an excited worry? Could be, but all I know is I'm putting in the work. I'm probably putting in way more than I probably should.
Let's not get crazy.
No, seriously.
Okay.
And we'll see what the end result is.
Okay.
My goal is to go in there and do what I've learned off you, learned off Coach D and Rich, and hopefully put it all together for 9 minutes, and that's it. Or actually 6 minutes.
Do you visualize the fight at all or not?
Every day.
Okay. That's something I used to do all the time, saying if I go here and this happens, I'm gonna have to go here. And it works. It really does work a lot. What is your wife's kind of thought on this? Is she's
excited.
But I mean, you just got to understand that this is now something new for her.
Right. She seems to be very supportive, 100%.
Oh, supportive. I agree with. I agree with. I mean, believe me, if she wasn't supportive,
I wouldn't do it.
You would be in the ring.
No, I wouldn't.
I got news for you. I know Tori.
I'll be painting the apartment
You would
somewhere.
be doing the apartments, collecting the rents. That's what you would be doing. It's a lot easier that way. So have you kind of finalized? Now you were telling me there was only 10 fights on the card.
10, that's it.
Mostly sold out, or where
we're about halfway.
Okay, and that's November, so you still got time there, guys.
Yep.
And how is the structure set up? Is it tables?
Yes. So it's 8 seats at a table. A table is $600, or if a couple wants to buy, 2 seats, that's fine. We'll do it that way. But it's $75 each seat, and what you get is you get salad, spaghetti, meatballs, bread, 2 draft drinks or 2 sodas. You get to watch the fight, and then after the fights are over, Last Call Beautiful is going to play from 10 to midnight.
Okay, now. That going on there, are they playing on the stage? There.
Yeah.
Well, where the hell's the podcast going to be?
We'll figure all that out.
Where's the podcast going to be?
Me and Tor actually were there Sunday.
Where's the podcast going to be? I'm
and the DJ. I need the DJ too.
You don't need the DJ. You need the podcast there.
Music.
So, have you been keeping up on the other fights there? Have you got that scheduled down, or they're just you and a couple?
I actually spoke to Kenny today.
Okay, good. What did Kenny say?
A little early yet. He has some people in mind for certain people, but it's...
How about you?
11 weeks out. He said he's nervous because it's going to be hard to find a fighter.
Okay. What?
It's going to be hard to find a fighter that has no amateur fights, is now a master, and he said he has to work on it. He has to find the right opponent.
He could probably go to Gleason's and pick one up pretty quickly. I'm just.
I was even thinking about your buddy.
Who's that?
We called him for Taylor.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Holly.
Yeah.
Last name.
Kind of left us holding though.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we'd have to get James Holly. That's his name. And James Holly is he's from Abula, Ohio.
Listen, you know how Kenny is. Don't worry about it. It'll all work out.
Yeah, it'll all work out. Sure. That's one of the reasons why you told him to call me, and I haven't talked to him yet.
I actually told him today that George will start. You're going to start.
I call him,
reaching out to him.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mentioned to him that you thought of 2 or 3 different opponents.
Yeah, the guy that fought up in Scranton would be the ideal opponent. Strong guy.
Right.
Tough guy, but. I think you can handle him at that point. I think you can.
Takes one punch either way.
Either way,
and I know that. And I'm not taking anything for granted. Yes, when I was younger, okay, street fight, all that bullshit. But this is totally different, and I'm hoping I'm doing everything the right way for one time. It's a one-time job.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that.
Yeah, I know.
We will see.
Yeah.
Because once you get bit by the bug, you get another one in you. But the only problem I saw was you have a guy in you're 6'5", 190. That's a tough match. That's why I told you don't get so light.
Right.
You know, that's a tough match for Kenny.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah.
To make, you know what I mean? It's, look, anyone over 170 punches hard. So
yeah,
it's just what it is. The guy that I had in mind punches very hard, but I do believe that he's a little smaller, and that would be to your advantage. Well, I mean, we got to have someone that make it equal, but I think you'd have the advantage during that fight there. So over the weekend there was Sugar Sean O'Malley knocking out Aljamain Sterling. Let's go back a little bit to Maureen's fight.
Okay.
I did not see it well.
Yep.
It was in and out of stuff.
Well,
not good.
I text Derek. I like, yo, this thing was supposed to start at 7. It's like 8:30. He goes, yeah, the commission is still not here. They didn't start till 9 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? That is typical in the world of boxing. Yep. If you think it can go wrong, it will go wrong, and it'll happen at the worst time.
And so Derek's got this new kid that he cornered. It's not his kid yet, but he's an Italian kid, 2-0, and his opponent walked out of the ring. Second round.
For what?
That was it. He said he had enough.
Oh.
Yep, that was it. Done.
Boy.
And Derek said it was the opponent. He had his head in his stomach, and he was low blowing him the whole time, hitting him in the thigh.
But no, that's what you get.
Yeah.
I mean, you get that because what they do, this is different. Boxing is a lot different than MMA. In that boxing, they build your record up, and they pad it with some people.
Oh, right.
I mean, they'll get the guys that have some recognition, but that really, you're going to beat them.
Yep.
But you have to do that in boxing. You have a lot invested in those guys. A lot. And I do believe MMA is growing at a fast enough pace where they can get that high.
And plus, if you have a good-looking fighter that can fight, you don't want his career to end.
No,
because
you don't.
You're making money off the seats.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. The boxing's a weird game.
Yep.
It really is. The way
and
it's
then
structured.
Avril Matea, I think is that how you say it? Avril. She fought. She's Australian, but comes to Florida and trains with Derek. Mm-hmm. She did well. That was a really, really good fight. She did well. Used her reach, moved around a lot. Yep. And then Maureen's fight, she looked phenomenal. I mean, she was moving, doing everything she had to. But the girl kept hugging.
Saw the highlights.
It was hugging.
It was the hugger again, all over again.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think that girl was overmatched as it was. I think this was a fight to get Maureen back into shape, getting her back into the swing, set her up for that title shot, which she should get next.
Yep.
Which, whether it happens or not, we've all been down this road before.
I hope it does.
Good. But other than that, what else do you have on the horizon? Is it just that fight, this fight November 4th coming up, or is that...
That's all I have right now. I'm focused on that. Yep.
Okay.
And I think I should be, and with your help and Coach Diz. Actually, I had to help Cody on Sunday, so I wasn't able to start with Diz on Sunday. But we're going to start this week. He said so.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Coach Diz might be in the house again.
Yeah.
He might be on the podcast again. This will be 2 weeks in a row, getting a lot of views. Coach Diz is getting a lot of views.
Good.
Someone told me he's the biggest thing on television.
Oh, yes, he is. Yep.
So,
huge.
He's not exactly hitting the gym lately.
We love him.
Oh yeah, there's a lot to love of Diz.
And what I feel is great is I have Rich doing mitts and stuff with me, and Diz is totally different in a similar way.
What?
Diz has a different style, but I can still relay that to Rich, and Rich will work.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, Rich is a teacher.
Yeah.
He's very, very technical. Rich.
Yep.
Rich is very by the book.
Yeah.
If you had a book of boxing, he'd go page 1, 2,
yeah.
3.
I've seen that on page 54, paragraph 3.
Yeah, that's definitely Rich. But we had to wrap things up now.
Yep.
You've got to get back to work.
Right.
I've got to get back to work. The school started. It's busy here. I don't know. I just quickly wanted to get you in, tell you what was going on,
Yep.
let you know November 4th. Mark it down now.
Yep.
West Side Ballroom, starting at 6 bell, first bell?
No.
No, Rich.
7:30.
7:30, first bell. Tickets are still on sale or no?
Yes, tickets. You can come to the gym, and you can get your tickets at Rocky Boxing Club, and we can talk about if you want a table, want a seat, whatever. Naturally, I offer everything to our kids first.
All right, and real quick, somebody had stopped me and asked if there was private training there. I didn't know the answer. Is there or is there not?
Yes, there is.
Okay. Just want to make sure. So those that are watching, you know who you are that asked me. If you want the private training, contact Leo there at the gym. Leave your name or whatever. He'll get back to you. But as I say at every other podcast that I end, remember, don't be envious of what I've accomplished in my life. Be inspired by what you can do in yours. See you next time. Thank you.
Later.
Thanks for watching the Zapata Brand Podcast. Please like and subscribe to the Zapata Brand Podcast.